Let's get straight to Hampden Park first. Scotland have a winner-takes-all World Cup qualifier tomorrow night against Denmark. Let's hear from their boss, Steve Clarke.
Can you give us, first of all, a squad update? Billy Gilmore, has he made it?
No, Billy didn't make it. He's still suffering from his injury, so everyone else is fit and ready to go.
Do you sense the real desire within the squad to take this second opportunity that you've been granted?
I think it's the first opportunity, if I read the group right. We've got 10 points, Denmark have got 11, so I think it's the first opportunity.
In terms of what happened with Denmark and Belarus on Saturday, I guess I'm getting at.
Yeah, listen, we wanted to make we always thought when the draw was made that if we could get it down to the final game here at Hampden, that would be an achievement, because we would then have had to finish above our seeding. We've done that. We were drawn as a pot 3 team. We're already in second place. We want to go one step further and finish at the top of the group.
What are you expecting from Denmark? Because they could come here, their heads could be down. They could have seen that as a missed opportunity for them on Saturday. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting their heads won't be down, because they also still have the opportunity to go through as the group winners. So they'll come here determined to make amends for their slip up the other night, and we're determined to make sure that it's another difficult night for the Danes and a great night for us.
Just a final one from me. In terms of the crowd, how important could they be, and what's your message to them in terms of, you know, from the get-go, really getting behind the team and almost being a kind of inspiration for them?
Yeah, crowd are always important here. I spoke about it, I touched on it briefly after the game in Greece. We need the crowd. We need the crowd with us. We need them. You probably need the crowd more in the difficult moments than you do in the easy moments when you're on top of the game. So I think if we all work together, we can make it a great night for the country.
Just wonder how you're feeling, Steve. We've got history in front of us, a real big occasion. How are you feeling?
Okay, pretty calm considering the magnitude of the game and the occasion. I trust my players. I always trust my players. We've recovered well for the trip to Greece. Lads seem to be in pretty good spirits because they know what's in front of them. And like I said before, this was always the scenario that we had in our head, that this could be the chance, a home game against Denmark to qualify for a World Cup. So everyone's in a good place.
There's a chance for these group of players to become legends for Scotland. Do you sense that they're ready to grab hold of that? And what would it mean for you, for these players to go down in history? Because obviously you've mentioned before how much admiration you have for them.
I think if you look at what we've achieved over the last 6.5 years, a lot of these players are already, I'll use your words, legends, but they're already very, very high in the ranking of what we've done as a country. When I took the job 6.5 years ago, a lot of people were saying, don't touch it, it's a poison chalice, you can't do this. I looked at the group of players and I said, I see some quality there, I see a group of players. I look forward to working with this group of players because I think we can achieve good things. We've managed to do that. Now we've got another very, very good thing that we can achieve together.
Steve, is this a night where the boys just have to go for it? You obviously need to win the game, but are you thinking about getting the balance right, or is it a night where they just go right from the start?
Nah, you have to get the balance right in every game. Every game lasts 90 minutes. In fact, in these days it probably lasts a lot longer than 90 minutes. You're probably going up over 100 minutes. Now you have to get the balance right between attacking when you can attack and defending well when you can defend. And we can probably reference back to the previous game against the last game against Greece, and that we got quite a lot right going forward and quite a lot wrong going the other way. So we have to get the balance right for sure.
You said that you always ask your players to play with the anticipation of success and not the fear of failure. Have you got a sense since Saturday that the players are anticipating success? Yeah,
that's the mantra that we've lived by. I think that little quote came out before the game in Serbia when there was no fans there. It was that was the one that we put down as our mantra. Don't worry too much about the negative side. And I touched on that as well. The supporters should come here anticipating a big success. And if they do that and we do that, and hopefully we can make it a good night.
Do you ever draw on those experiences of the previous qualifications for major tournaments? Is that something that you speak to the players about those nights? And then also, kind of in addition to that, how special it would be to replicate that success, but doing it in front of a home crowd and them actually being able to experience it and enjoy it?
Yeah, I think the players have shown now that they know how to qualify for tournaments. So let's qualify for another one.
They've been involved in so many big games over the years, both at international level and at club level. How much can that experience help guide the players through the game tomorrow night?
I feel as though I'm going over a lot of old ground here. Way back at the start, I said we didn't have enough caps, we didn't have enough experience in the squad. Now we've got enough caps, now we've got enough experience. And hopefully that's, as well as allied to the talent of the group, that experience can be vital.
Does it almost feel as if your time at Scotland has been building up to this moment?
Not really, no. I thought it was building up to the qualification for the last World Cup, and it fell flat against Ukraine. So when you get to my age, you just go from game to game, week to week. You get bored when I say that, but it's really, really true, honestly.
Is the hurt from that Ukraine game, is that something that you would really like to put right tomorrow? Is that something that you still
I'd like
think
to go to a
about?
World Cup with my country. That's what I've said. I've always said. Again, going over old ground. I talked about it as a player. I almost got there, but I didn't. As a coach, last time we almost got there, but we didn't. So we've got another chance.
Andy, how much are you relishing this Hampden showdown? How is everyone feeling?
Yeah, we're all good. Obviously, quite a quick turnaround. Travelled back yesterday. Credit to the staff behind the scenes. They've done pretty much everything to try and make sure that our bodies are ready as best they can be for the game. So yeah, we're now on the eve of it. It's tomorrow night, and one more sleep away, and I think we're all excited. Obviously, we've got a chance to qualify for the World Cup, which you can't play down. So I think all the lads are excited. But yeah, we've got to be ready to perform tomorrow night as well, and I hope that the boys will be.
How do you get that balance between the excitement and the energy that you have for it and the desire you have for it, kind of challenging it in the right way, if you like?
Yeah, it's up to us to get that balance right. When you look through the whole squad, we've played in a lot of big games in terms of cup finals, league deciders, big games for Scotland to try and qualify for Euros and things like that. So we have played in the big games. We've got that experience, but there's no playing down this game. It's obviously a massive game for us, and we know what a win would do. So it's exciting. Of course it is. I think everyone in the country would have bit their hand off for a playoff at the start of September. I don't think anyone wouldn't have, and the fact that we've got that in our back pocket is a positive. But just now we're 90 minutes away. Obviously, if the result doesn't go our way tomorrow night, we go back to 180. So it's a strange one. So the closer we are, the closer we want to get. And 90 minutes of football away from going to the World Cup is something that is exciting, and it's something to relish as well. And I hope everyone inside Hampden gets excited for it, because it's up to us to try and perform, and it's up to them to try and help us as well.
What are you expecting from the Danish team? Obviously, they suffered a shock to many people that draw against Belarus. What are you expecting, and how are you expecting them to respond from that?
They're a fantastic team, a team full of quality, a team that's pot one for a reason, a team that's used to qualifying for tournaments. And as it stands, they're obviously going to the World Cup because they're in first place as it stands. So, it's obviously up to us to try and take away what they have at the minute. So I think they're a very good team with quality all over the pitch, and we know that. We've played against them, obviously, last World Cup qualifying campaign, and obviously we've played against them away from home already, and they caused us problems, which you expect with the quality they had. But we maybe had a little bit of luck that night, but also, defensively we stood up strong as a whole team, and we're going to need that again. But, we also have to cause problems because, we obviously need to score one goal at least. We have to win the game, and And if we do that, we know where that takes us. So it's going to be a tough game. No denying that. We're playing against the pot 1 team. It's always tough against them, and we need to be we need to bring the best version of ourselves. And if we do that as a team, then we believe that we can get the result that we need.
Andy, what happened on Saturday kind of fueled this theory again that maybe someone's smiling in Scotland, things are falling our way in this campaign, and it's in the stars that we'll go to the World Cup. As a footballer, can you believe at all in stuff like that, or is that kind of dangerous territory?
No, I think it's dangerous territory. I don't think I really, believe in that. But I think what it potentially, now I'm not defending the performance, but I think what it did show was Belarus are a very good team in this. We probably got the toughest pot 4 team in the whole qualifying campaign. I don't, obviously I can't remember every team in pot 4, but Belarus were no mugs. They were an extremely difficult team to play against, and they obviously showed that at Hampden, and they've obviously showed that again away to pot 1 team. So I think that also, obviously there was huge frustration after that game in terms of, the reaction from you guys, from the fans, from ourselves as well, from in our changing room. And I think, you can't, points are points. You need points on the board, and we managed to get 3 points that day. So a lot's been said this campaign. Some negativity at times, and maybe some justified and things like that. But we're sitting here with 10 points just now. We're 1 point behind first place, and we know that we're 90 minutes away from the World Cup. And I think if we perform the way I believe we can perform, and the way we've shown at times, maybe not for a full 90 minutes, but we've definitely showed it over periods of time in this campaign, then I believe we've got enough to get the win. But on the flip side, Denmark will know that they've got, they believe if they perform to their best, they've got enough to win as well. So we're excited for tomorrow. The lads are ready. We'll be ready to give it all. We hope the fans are ready inside the stadium to get behind us, no matter what. There might be setbacks, there might be frustrations and things like that. But I think, all I can say is get your seats early, get behind the boys, make a noise, make it, an incredible atmosphere for these lads.